Okay, welcome guys. This is the video lesson for discussing our probability distribution LUS paper 1. So follow the series, yeah? Alright, question number 1. So diagram 1 show an incomplete graph of x following a binomial distribution with 3 and p. So you must know what is a 3, what is a p. So x follow a binomial distribution with the n p. So your n is the total number of sample lah for this total number of trials. So that is 3. Okay, tally it here. And the probability of success we don't know. So it represented as p. Okay, now, so the very first question is asking you, show that the p is equals to 8 cube root of s. So how we are going to do that? So we know that the probability of, okay, let's get the information out of this graph. So we know that probability x equals to 3 is actually 512s, right? Okay, I'm going to use that. So it is 3c3. Probability of success we don't know, so we put it as power 3 here because bottom is power 3 here. And then I will try to avoid to write q, because if q, there is a q means I will having two variables which I don't wish to having it at here. But you know that q is also is equals to 1 minus p. So why not we write 1 minus p instead of q. So, and then 3 minus 3 is 0, and you will get 512s. Correct? So remember I told you so many times that NC0 or NCN is actually equals to 1. So this is 1, this is 1. So P cube is actually equals to 512s, and P is actually cube root of 512s, and you can take a cube root of 512 where you will get 8, but s it's still under cube root, and this is what we need to show, and it is shown here. Okay, so that's how you do it. And then the question is asking us, what is the probability of x equals to 2? Okay, probability x equal to 2 is 3c2 times probability of success, which is 3c2, then become 2 here, and then 1 minus p, or you can write q, but I better write in p because I have something to do with the p. I at least have something related with our p, and this is power 1 is equals to what? Okay, right. So let's solve this. So 3c2, I'm getting 3. Okay, you can use your calculator to evaluate what is a 3c2, and maybe we expand this first before we substitute the p value that we find here. We have something to substitute, but then it will still lead to another variable s. So maybe we try to use this 8s. So probability x equals to 0 is 3c0 multiply probability of success also 0, and 1 minus p is power 3, and the answer is 8s. Correct? So this is 0. So 1 minus p cube, then you go there, it become a cube root of 8s. So 1 minus p is actually equals to it is 2 here. Cube root of 3 is 2, and s 1 over 3. maybe I can ganti that one lah. Okay, so p square is 8s. The cube root I ganti with 1 over 3 square, and then 1 minus p is actually what? It is 2s 1 over 3. Okay, so what this will create for us, 8 s1 over 3 is s2 over 3, and then you multiply by 2 s1 over 3, and then 3 times 2 6, 6 times 8 48 s2 over 3 plus 1 over 2. Why this one become plus? Because the power can multiply, same base power can if multiply it will be add on. So 48 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2 is 7 over 6. Sorry, S7 over 6. And then what you should get here, this will mean nothing, right? So we need to find another way to solve your S. We need to find the value of S, baru kita boleh selesaikan yang ni. So maybe we need to solve the S, you know. Okay, I think I made a mistake here. Yeah, I just noticed that. So 1 over 3 suddenly become 1 over 2. Okay, this one have to be gone. And then another mistake is I didn't square the 8. Okay, let me redo this part. Okay, let me redo this part. So you got 3 here. 8 power 2 is 64. And then I cari this 2 here. And then S 1 over 3 square is S2 over 3. Multiply with S1 over 3. So it means I can add up the power. So what I'm getting here, 64 times 3 times 2 is 384. S2 over 3 plus 1 over 3 is 1. So we need to find the S. So the only way we need to find the S is this. We can relate these two. So 1 minus P is equals to 2S 1 over 3. That means 1 minus 2S 1 over 3, it is equals to P. And remember, P is also equals to 8S 1 over 3 from our part A. Okay, we try to equate them. And then bring them one side. It becomes 10S 1 over 3, right? Is equals to 1. So 1 over 10 is equals to S 1 over 3. And then 1 over 3, you bring this side. This 1 over 10 is 0.1. 1 over 3, it become here power root. When you go to the opposite side, it become power. Power root of 3, so it become power of 3. So S is equals to 0.1 cube. So let's substitute here. And then multiply it. And then you should be getting 0.384, which tally with our first answer. Given answer, sorry. Okay, so let me go for next question. Okay, question number 2. A participant has shoot 3 times in a training session. So this is our N, number of trials. Let H be the result of hitting the target and H prime the result of not hitting the target. Draw a tree diagram to show all possible outcome. So tree diagram normally will be tested in your mathematics, right? Under probability. Okay, now they test it at here. So it's a state paper question, so we cannot blind our eye, say, oh, this is not in our syllabus. Alright, so we try. For the first time he hitting, it either hit or not hit. Correct? This isn't bad. Okay? Right. And then from the second one, it can be hit or not hit as well. Hit or not hit as well. Okay, and then for the third time, it can be hit or not hit, hit or not hit, hit or not hit, hit or not hitting. So after that, we need to write our outcome, right? So this one is H, H, H. And this is H, H, H prime. Correct? And then this one is H, H prime, H. Sorry, don't kacau, H, H prime, H. I'm very sure you all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. We're talking about this part, the branch. H, H, H. So H. H, H prime, H. So H, H prime, H. Okay? You need to see it that way. So H, H prime, H prime. H, H prime, H prime. And then H prime, H. H. H prime, H. H prime. H prime, H prime, H. H prime, H prime, H prime. Oh, yo. Terrible lah. Okay. Let X be represent the number of times hitting the target. So hitting the target, maximum 3, minimum none. Show that the X is a discrete random variable. Okay, how we can show this is a discrete random variable? So you need to remember the properties of discrete random variable. So first of all, we can calculate what is the main property of discrete random variable compared to continuous. Discrete is something we can count, right? So you need to write the outcomes can be counted, not measured. Therefore, this is a discrete random variable. Okay, random variable. Okay, then we continue. Okay, now two random variable of X of 12 trials is a binomial distribution with a standard deviation like this. If the probability of success is P, find the possible values of P. Okay. So the random variable of X is 12. Of 12 trials, that means N is equals to 12. With a standard deviation. Standard deviation tu apa dia? In the binomial distribution, standard deviation is NPQ or the square root. The square root of NPQ. Alright. So, maybe you change the formula a little bit because they are interested in P only. If you put Q, then it will be 2 unknown like this now. Play the trick like this, like question 1. N, P and 1 minus P is equals to square root 5 over 3. Okay, and then ganti everything that you need to ganti. So N is 12, P. Actually P times 1 minus P we can multiply in. So it become like P minus P square lah. Okay, is equals to square root 5 over 3. Remove both sides square root. So 12P minus 12P square, I times in, is equals to 5 over 3. And let's this times by 3. 36P minus 36P square is equals to 5. And then make everything here. 36P square minus 36P plus 5 is equals to 0. And we try to factorize it with our calculator. It's a quadratic, right? Okay, wait, I wrongly pressed cubic equation. So 36 minus 36 plus 5. So I'm getting 6P minus 5. That means 5 over 6 is the answer. And second one is 6P minus 1. So when you solve this, you'll get P is equals to 5 over 6, or 6P minus 1, P is equals to 1 over 6. So we got two possible answers here. They're asking possible values, so 1 over 6 and 5 over 6. Both answer. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. Question number 3, we got normal distribution. Okay, don't worry, we can do this. Normal distribution is not difficult. You just need practice. Don't be like, okay, you do with me and then you didn't do anything by your own, like own practice, then you don't expect you can do that in your exam. Definitely you cannot do the questions. You need to do by your own practice, then only you will know whether you can do or not, where you are making mistake. You don't need to try new questions also. You can try our challenges question that we did last week. That alone enough already. Okay, come, let's try. So this is fx, so the symmetrical part is our mean. Remember that. So Musang King from the Lin Durian Orchid are graded according to a mass like this. A is grade A if x more than 1.7 kg. X is our mass lah. And then B and C is less than 1.7. Given 63% of Musang King Durian, dari Dusun Lin, okay, from Durian Orchid is grade A. So they already give you probability of grade A is 63. Find the value of standard deviation and normal distribution. Okay. Right. A standard deviation for the normal distribution. Okay, just the standard deviation lah. So probability, what is grade A? Grade A is more than or equals to 1.7. So we change it to Z first. Of course, that's our first step, right? Okay, come again. Always track back the question, okay? They're asking, they are telling 63% of the Musang King is grade A. Grade A is what? More than 1.7. That's why I put like this. And then Z is 1.7 minus mean. Mean dia berapa? 1.88. And standard deviation, we don't know. I represent as a standard deviation symbol. And this should be equals to 0.63. Okay. And then definitely I'm going to represent this as our T as usual, the whole thing. But you can simplify the numerator part. 1.7 minus 1.88. So it is negative 0.18. Okay, so I don't know, it's a T or negative T. So I just put T first. If negative, I will just add on here. Sorry. This should be negative 0.18 over sigma. Okay, now normally we will draw first, right? Okay. Now, you see, my T should be where? Remember, more than or equals to, but the probability is following greater than 0.5. So, if I follow here the T, and I shade here, it won't give me probability 0.63, correct or not? Okay. So your T should be negative, and then you shade greater than, then you can find the answer. Why everything big? Wait. So ini logic. Okay, but then which part we can directly read? So this is negative T, and let me add on the. We can directly read from the table this part, right? So I am reading the opposite, not the question, right? So I have to use 1 minus lah. So probability Z greater than T, sorry, from this normal distribution, I need to find probability Z greater than T, which is 0.63. Okay, how come it become like this? Of course lah, you all must know, I can always reflect this into positive T, and then like this. Then how you read this? you can read the opposite only, right? Opposite of the question, right? This part. So take the whole probability minus what you can read. That's what I written here. Okay. So by this level, you already know without reflection itself how to write this. So 1 minus 0.63 is probability z greater than t, and then probability z greater than t should be what? 1 minus 0.63, so which is 0.37. Okay, right. Now we need table. Okay, wait, let me load the table. Okay, the table is here. Okay, now remember we are finding the t, not the probability. Probability we know 0.37. So 0.37 is where? Okay, let us find out. 0.37 closest is here. 3707. So we need to minus the 7 there. So minus 7 is here. So read your probability 0.332. 0.332. So your t is equals to 0.332, and then substitute inside the equation, because our interest is to find this sigma. So negative 0.332 is equals to negative 0.18 over sigma. So sigma is equals to negative 0.18 over negative 0.332, which will result in 0. This is non-exact answer, so give in 4 significant figure 2122. Okay, let's check our answer. It is tally, 0.5222. You can see here. Okay, right. Now let's try the next question. Question B. So this question, given the percentage of grade B is 2653. Remember, they are asking grade B only. Here B and C is less than 1.7. That means we want the range for B and C lah. Where is the cutting point for B? Okay, so it's like this. We know the maximum is 1.7. Betul? Because if more than 1.7 is A, that means less than 1.7, the maximum is B. But until where? Because you got C also, what? So where is the cutting point here? So we do like this, change to Z score, and then this one 1.7 minus 1.88, and then divided by 0.5422, you will get negative 0.332. And then we try to draw first. Your negative 0.332 is here. That means this whole thing is t, right? Should be the one, you see, the observe the symbol. Your negative 0.332 is the maximum, so your negative t should be here, right, in between what? Okay, here is your shaded region. So you need to let negative t is equals to m minus 1.88 over 0.5422. Okay, and then you need to reflect this. So 0.332 come first, then only your t. When you reflect this, here the reflection is very important. So probability you z greater than 0.332, that means everything on your right hand side, everything. But we don't want everything, right? We do want this part, z greater than t. So z greater than t, it should be getting 0.2653 as given in the question. 2653 is the 26.53 percentage lah. So this one 0.332. Let's calculate. We are finding probability. We have 0.332, 0.33, and then 2. 2. So the probability is 0.3707 minus 7. So it will be 0.37 lah. Okay, 0.37 minus what? I just bring in here lah, 0.2653. I make the probability z greater than t as your subject. So 0.37 minus 0.2653, I'm getting probability z greater than t is 0.1047. So what is your t? 0.1047. Remember what I'm finding? Are we finding probability? No. If t means I'm finding z. 0.1047. Find out where is your 0.1047. 1056 adalah you kena minus 9. Where is your minus 9? Here. So what is your z? 1.2. Sorry. 1.255. Okay. 1.255. So now, what is your m? Just now you let negative t, so negative 1.255 multiply by 0.5422 plus 1.88. I do one shot. What is your m? What is my answer here? 1.2 only, but not tally lah. Okay, wait, let me check where is the error. Correct only lah, correct. I wrongly pressed in my calculator. So you'll get like 1.1672, but you remember they're taking only one decimal point, so we also take one decimal point. So your m is 1.2. So your range is of grade B, it should be 1.2 to 1.7. So you need to write the range. Okay, and then now we go for question number C. Okay, question number C is find the number of grade C musang if the total number of musang king from is 1200. Okay, this one is like your form 2 probability. Remember I told you this is your sample space. Okay, now calculate the probability of grade C. Grade C, very simple. The total probability is 1. Probability of A, grade A is already given in the question, 0.63. And then you minus the B, you will get your C. 2653. So what is the probability? 1 minus 0.2653 minus 0.63. So you should be getting 0.1047. So remember, probability of getting C is number of C divided by number of sample space. This is what you learn in your form 2. And they're asking the number of grade C lah, the NC. So probability of C is 0.1047. NC we don't know. Number of sample space is 1200. So multiply it. 1200 multiply 0.1047. Here I'm getting 125.64. So dia belum menjadi 126. Don't round up. Always round down is better. So 125 is your answer. Okay, we stand with our answer. Okay, now let's move on to question number 4. Binomial. Okay, let's see our binomial. Okay, now you are given a binomial graph here. See, a lot of binomial graph question all come out in your paper 1 lah. So you need to find the P in terms of M. Okay, so here is your N, here is your P. So probability of success is not given, but you need to give the P in terms of M. So gunakan M tu. Kalau kita nak guna M, must use the probability of 4, getting 4. So probability X getting 4 is 4C4. Multiply probability of success, which is 4. Okay, for this type of question, try avoid use your Q, but instead use your 1 minus P. 1 minus P is power 0, and the answer is M. Correct? So this one is 1, this one is 1. So P power 4 is equals to M. So P is equals to M power 1 over 4. Power become power root when you go to the opposite side. So it will be something like this. No answer. There. Okay. Oh, they got combination question. Okay, right. Binomial and distribute and continuous distribution. Okay, now probability x more than 1 in terms of k pula sekarang. Ayu. X more than 1 means more than or equals to 1 means in 1, 2, 3, 4. So probability x more than or equals to 1 is actually equals to 1 minus probability x equals to 0. Correct or not? I calculate the opposite 0 because 0 is the one containing the k. So you don't go and do the other thing. Okay, right. So 1 minus probability x equals to 0 is k, right? The probability, so 1 minus k. That's it. Oh, that's it. Bonus question for us. Right? Nampak susah tapi dia senang. Okay, next. Okay, question B. Diagram 7 show a normal distribution graph with the fx graph here. So the mean is here. And they didn't tell the mean. The mean is 15. Mean is 15. And standard deviation, you see the variance is here. This one is variance. That's why I tell you sometimes the notation is very important. So you must know what the parameters stand for at here. This is your mean, this is your variance, not standard deviation. So standard deviation is equal to square root of 9, which is 3. There is no such thing as a negative standard deviation in our normal distribution. Okay, done. Next, question number 5. See, they ask a lot of theoretical question. Question number 5, they're asking what? On diagram 6a, shade the region Z. This is modulus Z less than B. Okay, if modulus, focus this on your positive side. Positive side B, if less than means we shade where? We shade here, right? And then you reflect it on the other side. That's it. That should be your shaded diagram. Okay, now the next following question. The diagram 6b shows the normal distribution graph. The probability represented by the shaded region is 0.3415. Find the value of m. Boleh lah, soalan ni senang. So probability, this is z. It's already in z. So you can write z, not x. Z. Wait. This one is m until 0. Okay. Like this, correct not? You must know how to write in this form first, then only you can do. Okay, and then what you can reflect, you can always reflect this to get better understanding. So your 0 reflected 0, your m becoming negative m, correct not? M, when you reflect to the opposite, it become negative m lah. Sebab tu saya tak suka guna macam ni. Tapi yang ni soalan dah bagi. Kalau dia tak bagi, kita akan let the negative t straightforward like that. Okay, right, never mind. So what we can read from here, we can read this part only, right? So remember this is including 0, so the whole part is 0.5, correct now? Probability z greater than 0 minus probability z greater than negative m. Okay, so you will get your shaded region. The whole thing is 0.5 and I can calculate the opposite, not the shaded, right? So I minus lah. Okay, I minus. I don't need anything more than z greater than negative m. So this one is definitely 0.5 and z greater than negative m we don't know, and the probability is 0.3415. So 0.5 minus 0.3415 is equals to probability z greater than negative m. Jangan tanya kenapa negative M, because you reflect, the symbol will change lah. That's why I don't like this type of question when they force us to use this. If us means what we'll do, we will transfer this negative t and become t, right? You also can do that. You maybe can let m is equals to negative t first, and then do as usual. Okay? Right. It's up to you. It's okay. It's not that bad. 0.5 minus 0.3415. I'm getting 0.1585. Let's find out this. You need to find your Z, 0.1585. 0.1585 is where? 1587 adalah kena minus 2. So 1.001. So negative M is 1.001. So what is your M? Should be, that's what the negative M stand for, right? So yeah, 1.001. So your M should be the negative transfer there, negative 1.001. See? That's why pening kalau kita tak buat dengan berhati-hati, especially the symbol mistake. Because here, from here, negative M, so I take out negative M sajalah. And then, but the question is asking M, not negative M. So, transfer the negative to the opposite side. Okay, next one. Question number 6. Again, another binomial question. So, this is your N, this is your P. Okay, find the value of M and P. M and P. Okay. M ni senang kita nak cari sebab sum of probability is 1 what? So 1 minus probability x equal to 0 is 1 over 27. And then probability x equals to 1 is 8 over 27. Probability x equals to 2 is 13 over 27. And probability x equals to 3 is M. Okay? I mean, you need to find your M in this way, right? M equal to 1 minus the other probabilities. So what do you get? So it will be 5 over 27 lah. Okay, 5 over 27, tally. Okay, next. We need to find our P as well. So try to use either 0 or 3 lah, very easy to understand. So I like always try to use this one or the 0 is easier. So I try x equals to 3. When x equals to 3, 3C3, probability of success we don't know, but power 3, 1 minus P is power 0. And remember, x equals to 3 is your M, right? Which is 5 over 27. So this one 1, this one 1. I think better use x equal to 0 here, because I can cube root very easily rather than 5 over 27. Okay, like this lah. Probability x equals to 0 is 3C0. P power 0, 1 minus P power 3 is equals to 5 over 27. Cut this, cut this. So 1 minus P is equals to, sorry, this is not 5 over 27, 1 over 27. 1 over 27, the cube go there, it become cube root. So 1 minus P is actually 1 over 3. So P is actually equals to 2 over 3. Much simple. 2 over 3, yeah? Okay, next. Find the value x less than 3. Kalau find probability x less than 3, maksudnya apa dia? 3 jangan include lah. So, but you know the 3 is 5 over 27, right? So, you calculate the opposite lah. I calculate x less than, I don't want to calculate x less than 3 because 0, 1, 2, ada 3 benda lah. You find your x equals to 3 and then you might 1 minus it. You find opposite, which is x equals to 3 and then 1 minus it. So 1 minus 5 over 27 is equals to 22 over 27. Okay, next. Question number 7. A study indicates that 30% of the students go in a city. This is like your paper 2. Normally this type go to your paper 2. 30% of the student in the city cycle to the school. Okay, but don't decide that this is a probability of success. If 10 students, it's an n, from the city are chosen and written, calculate the probability exactly 2 students not cycle to the school. See, you need to be very careful. Whatever the question asks, that is your P. Not cycle to the school, and cycle to the school should be your probability of failure. Success is 0.7 lah. Then, so you all know, right? 1 minus 0.3 is 0.7. Okay, why the 30 is not P? Because it is not what the question required. What the question required, that it will be a probability of success. So now the question is asking probability x equals to 2. So out of 10 you choose 2, and then probability of success 0.2 power times 2. Power 2, sorry, 0.3. 10 minus 2 is 8. So chip in your calculator. So I'm getting 10C2, 0.7 power 2, and 0.3 power 8. I didn't get this answer. Why? So at here the given answer is wrong. The given answer is wrong. The correct answer should be, you will get something like 1.4467005 times 10 to the power of negative 3, but you cannot write in this form. So 0.00 first, then 14446, you round off to 7. Okay, this should be the right one. B, at least 2 students cycle to the school. At least 2 means what? You need to calculate 2 until 10, correct not? So we don't want that. We just calculate opposite. We don't want 2 and more. So 0 and 1 is the opposite, right? So probability x equals to 0 minus probability x equals to 1 lah. Better. Right. So 1 minus probability x equals to 0 is simply 10C0. But this one is cycle. Careful. Cycle. For case B, your P is 0.3, your Q is 0.7. Okay. Then C1, 0.3 power 1, 0.7 power 9. Okay, and then calculate this. This one actually you can cut. So save time of your calculation. 1 minus 0.7 power 10 minus 0.3 times 0.7 power 9 multiplied by 10C1. This one, you get the correct answer, 8507. I think they wrongly calculate. They forget not cycle, but they calculate for cycle code. But that's wrong, Okay, question number 8. 6 marks. According to a study, an express delivery system, 2% of the package mailed through a company do not arrive at their destination with the specified time. State the type of random variable involved and give your justification. Okay, so this one. So if you see this question, they give you 2% of the package mailed through the company do not arrive with a specified time. State the type of random variable. So what random variable is this? This is a binomial random variable. How to know whether it's a binomial random variable or not? Okay, you see, you got only 2 outcomes. That is, Either it's arrive or not arrive. Things like that will tell us it's a binomial random variable. Okay, and they give you the percentage, early percentage like this. Alright, so because another thing, this is a countable noun. Okay, they should give us at least the n lah. Okay, but it's okay. How many package mail through a company do not arrive their destination? It is countable because the variable is countable, not measurable. Not measurable. If measurable is a continuous lah, which is your normal distribution. In a jewelry store, 2 out of 7 customers bought jewelry on a certain day. Okay. If 10 customers, confirm binomial, if normal distribution, they will tell normally distributed. So if 10 customers from the selected store are from the store are selected at random day, find the probability exactly 4 of them bought the jewelry. So they're asking probability x equals to 4. Who bought the jewelry? So at here, question B, B1. So your probability of people bought jewelry is 2 over 7. Your Q should be 5 over 7 lah. So out of 10 you choose 4, and then 2 over 7 power 4, and then 5 over 7 you power 10 minus 4, which is 6. Okay, quickly put in your calculator and calculate this. And I'm getting 0.1859. Okay, tally with our final answer. And then part 2, careful, there is a catch there. Do not buy the jewelry. So your probability of success is now 5 over 7. Vice versa, the Q is 2 over 7. So probability at most kena ingat banyak orang buat silap at least is greater than or equal to, at most is less than or equals to 2. That means you follow this easier. 1 minus probability, 1 minus pula. Selalu baca soalan dulu. Kalau x less than 2 means what? 0, 1, 2. It's better to calculate this than 3 until 10. Correct not? Now you are following the question or you are oppositing. You are following the question, right? So no need 1 minus. So from 10, you choose 0, and 5 over 7 power 0 plus 2 over 7 power 10. And remember, these two cut already, so this one, 10C1 times 5 over 7 power 1 and 2 over 7 power 9. And then plus 10C2 5 over 7 power 2 and 2 over 7 power 8. Okay, now key in your calculator. So I'm getting a very small number, that is your 1.1381086 times 10 to the power of negative 3. So as usual, you cannot express your answer in this form. So 0.00113 beside 8 is 1, so just maintain it, no need to round down. So 114. 1114. Do I get 111? Yeah. Sorry. 1.11. So 1138 is the best answer, not 4. Okay, this should be the best answer, right? And number 9. Okay, unfair die is tossed, the probability of getting 6 is 0.4. Die is tossed 15 times, calculate the value of mean. Okay, so the unfair die is tossed, and then they tell the probability of getting 6. Probability of getting 6 is 0.4. So if the die is tossed 15 times, calculate the value of mean. Okay, so and where is, oh, this is simple lah. Mean is NP, right? So 15 times your probability of success, which is 0.4. So 15 times 0.4 is 6. And what is your variance? Variance is your NPQ. So 15 multiply 0.4 multiply 0.6, and then you get, don't put a square root, that one is standard deviation. So you should get 3.6. Probability of getting 6 at least once. That means probability getting 6 at least once. So the x will be probability of getting 6 lah. At least one means 1 and more lah. I don't know how many times, until 15 times, right? So impossible to calculate 1 until 15 times. So instead of that, you think opposite. So if x more than 1, the opposite is just 0, right? So 1 minus probability x equals to 0 lah. So 1 minus, from 15 you choose 0. Probability of success is 0.4 power 0 and 0.6 power 15. Cut. So you get 1 minus 0.6 power 15. So which is 0.99952. So 5. Okay, it's tally with our answer. And question number 10. Okay, here you given n is, we don't know how many n, but it is 0.4, the probability of success. Yeah, find the value of n. So we can use your, always you want to find unknown, use the 0 or the maximum value. So here I want to use the 0. So probability x equals to 0 is equals to, I don't know, n is 0, multiply probability of success is given 0.4 power 0 times 0.6, n minus 0 is n, which is equals to 27 over 125. So cut this, because anything C0 is 1, anything power 0 is 1. Okay, we're going to solve this. 0.6 n is equals to, what is 27 over 125? Can we simplify that? No. Okay. So no choice, we use the log lah, better. So your log is what? Actually, no. Actually, you can use indices also lah, but log is preferred. But I show you the indices, log first. So n log 0.6. If you want to use ln instead of log, you can do that. No problem. And then you want to get this, you divide by log 10 0.6. So you should be getting your answer. By the way, you want to do your indices also can. 0.6 actually is 3 over 5 power n is equals to 27 over 125. Note that 3 over 5 power 3 is equals to 27 over 125. Correct? Not 3 power 3 is 27, 5 power 3 is 125. So which is equals to 3 over 5 power n. Comparing, n is equals to 3. So this is 3 as well. Okay, you can use indices or log. And complete the graph. So the n is 3, right? So for probability x equals to 2, we need to calculate how much? X equals to 2 is what? X equals to 2 is your n is what? 3, right? Just now we calculate 3, right? So 3C2. So probability of success 0.4 power 2 and 0.6 power 1 lah. So what is this? .4 square times 0.6. So this is 0.288, which is I want to express in fraction so that I know exactly where is it. 36 over 125, and also calculate the x equals to 3 as well. 3C3, 0.4 power 3 and 0.6 power 0. Cut. So it's 0.8 over 125. So 36 is 27. I think 36 is in between. Is it in between? No. So you kena agak-agak pandai agak-agak. So between 27 and 54 is what? It's actually 40.5 here. So 36 should be around here. You agak-agak je lah. There is no scale all. Like your teacher tell you. Okay. This is what I tell you. In the exam, they won't agak-agak saja. Okay. Tak payah scale semua. Okay. Right. So 36 will be around there. And 8 should be very low. So right there, 8 over 125. And this one you should label 36 over 125. Okay. Right.